Hello everyone and welcome to another Exos hero video. And first of all, happy Boxing Day to all of you out there. As you can see in front of your screen here, today we're going to be talking about FC Ledger. We're going to take a look at how good she is, not just from a design perspective, because we all know Exos hero has been spot on with their artistic design lately, and instead we're going to take a closer look at her kit and look at just how much of an improvement her new grown-up Fatecore really is. As always, if you enjoyed this episode, please leave a like and subscribe. We're really close to 1,000 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed, please do and help us get there. But without further ado, let's get started. So let's go ahead and start with her skills first. So her A1 is pretty much the same as it used to be, Moonlight of Resurrection. Still has the healing to all allies for a percent of her maximum health. It has been upgraded from 13% to 17%. And also we wanted to point out that it does have the burst active, which means as you build up mana above the 3 mana requirement, you will be healing for an additional amount on top of the percentage that you see here. So that's pretty useful, and the 4% upgrade is decent. Still has a cleanse, which cleanses all debuffs and damage over time, effects from all allies, that's pretty good, and has the ability to revive all dead allies. And one thing worth pointing out here is that if you don't time this correctly, a lot of times what happens is if you revive someone at the wrong time, they just end up getting killed again on the following turns, so be very careful about that. But overall, this is a pretty solid skill. Now let's move on to her A2. So her new A2 is called Moon of Wrath, and it costs 5 mana, which is the same as it used to be. It deals damage to all enemies at 178%, which is a pretty decent upgrade from the 142% previously, and heals all ally by 34% of Ledger's own maximum health when this skill hits. One thing really important to point out is the healing is dependent on the damage actually landing. It doesn't matter how many heroes you've hit, all you have to do is to hit one hero and you will be able to get the healing off. So on that front, it's pretty solid given that it is an AoE damaging skill, so the chance of you landing one of them is quite likely, but still something to watch out for. And obviously it still has a cleanse that cleanses all debuff and damage over time effects from all allies who have been healed. So again, the cleanse is also dependent on you landing the attack, so a couple things to watch out there, but a pretty solid skill. 178% damage isn't super high, but if you do have her unleashed potential, then this skill can bring a decent amount of damage. As it is, 178% isn't all that great. Lastly, let's take a look at her new passive. So the base passive is First Aid 2, that hasn't changed. It grants heal equal to 100% of her attack to an ally if their health falls below 20%, so that's pretty much the same, and gains mana, 1 mana, if Ledger's health is at 20% or less when this is triggered. So the mana generation isn't very consistent because you have to be at pretty low health as well. That's something to watch out for. And then there's the Shelter Investigator, not something we really care about. Lastly, there's also the Dimensional Leap, and that part is new. I'm sure all of you are pretty familiar with Dimensional Leap effects by now, but let's just go over it quickly. So it increases dodge for Ledger by 40, that's pretty solid, and increases attack by 1,000 whenever Ledger is attacked. And this can potentially stack up to 4 times, and whenever Ledger successfully dodges an incoming attack, all Dimensional Leap marks are removed. So now we have talked about all of her skills. What does this mean to her? Is FC Ledger much of an upgrade from her base kit? Or is she just another Fatecore that's all style and no substance? And frankly, we're kind of in the middle of the two, because the base Ledger kit is okay, right? We've talked about this in the past video. A lot of new Fatecores, especially if you're looking at Jin, for example, even though he did get certain upgrades from having the Fatecore, because of how weak his base kit was, it didn't really make much of an impact because the starting point is so low. We think with Ledger, that's not quite the case because she does have a pretty solid and well-rounded support kit with a revive and a decent amount of healing coming from both of her skills, as well as the potential to do a decent amount of damage through her A2 if you do have her unleashed potential. So we do think there's quite a bit to work with as a foundation. And then on top of that, you get a Dimensional Leap passive, which is really useful on her actually. And why is that? Because what Dimensional Leap offers is the ability to increase your dodge. This can potentially stack up quite a few times, and this is helpful especially on heroes that you want to keep alive. And being a revive healer, Ledger is definitely one of the heroes that you want to keep alive so she can revive others So from that perspective, having the Dimensional Leap is definitely an upgrade. It's something similar to FC Le Pen in a way that she has the ability to be invulnerable to incoming attacks and keep herself safe. Dimensional Leap does a similar job, although not to the same level of effect. And on top of that, you do get a tech buff whenever you are hit, so there's a little bit of a benefit, but from our opinion, that is not really a big portion of what makes FC Le Pen a solid pick. So overall, from our perspective, she is a solid hero. The additional scaling on both of her skills are definitely things that can be quite helpful, make her more potent of a healer. And on top of that, Dimensional Leap does help her to stay alive a little bit longer than she normally would. So overall, we're looking at a pretty solid hero. Is she going to be the replacement for the likes of FC Le Pen? Probably not. In our opinion, FC Le Pen still definitely holds the best healer title in the game. But out of all the other heroes, FC Ledger is probably the second best alternative that's out there. So overall, we're giving her maybe when it comes to pulling. If you do like her design and you are looking for a healer, then she can be quite a solid pick. But one thing we want to point out is that FC Talia is coming soon, right? So that's another healer that has a very similar kit, and it's also a fated hero and probably a gold Fatecore as well. So that's something to look forward to for all of you out there who are thinking about pulling for a healer. Maybe just hold onto your Zest for a little bit longer and potentially spend those Zests on FC Talia instead of FC Ledger. So that's it for us on FC Ledger. This is a relatively short video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, again, please leave a like and subscribe. We're so close to 1,000 subscribers, so help us get there. And tomorrow is going to be Sunday, so watch out for that Summoning Sunday video. We will be pulling on FC Ledger tomorrow. So for all of you out there who don't want to pull out her now, it's alright. We got you covered. Just come and check out our video and we'll help you quench that thirst. But with that being said, we'll see you in the next video very soon. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.